Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FPC NFL Saturday. That's right, it is Saturday here on Divisional Weekend, and we just finished watching the Green Bay Packers. That's right, my buddy's wearing the shirt right now, Mr. Kyle Center. Green Bay Packers moving on to the NFC Championship by virtue of beating the Los Angeles Rams in Green Bay with quite a number of fans in the stands. It actually felt nice to hear the cheers and the actual organic crowd noise and not that pumped in fake stuff, that we're used to this year and in Indianapolis in the past. But we are in between games right now. We have the AFC side of things coming up here in just a little bit. We have the Ravens and the Bills, for the right to go to the AFC Championship game. But of course, we're going to talk about what we just saw here, and I'm going to give the floor over to Kyle Center, our FPC Packers managing editor. And what were your biggest takeaways from the Packers win and a back-to-back trip to the NFC Championship game? Mm-hmm. 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 Are you concerned now? Obviously, the Rams were still able to move the ball, and I thought that they were going to struggle a lot without Cooper Kupp. Obviously, that's taken into account Jared Goff's injury to his hand and what he's going through, and then you add in the cold factor, his small hands. We heard all about that last week, and all these different things, and on top of that, perhaps your best wide receiver out. If I were the Packers, yes, obviously, you should be excited and proud that, again, you're back into the championship game. But those, like you said, are a couple things you want to make sure you clean up, because regardless of whether or not Aaron Donald was injured, and I think he was a little banged up, and I don't think, and he's going to use it as an excuse. We're not going to use it as an excuse. He impacts the game when he's on the field, no matter what percent he's at. You're getting a similar, albeit not having the same dominant type of player. You're getting the same type of matchup regardless of who you face next week, whether it's the Bucs or the Saints. They both have a very strong pass rush, something that can really, we've seen the Bucs already kind of stymie that Packers offense, and we know the Bucs offense, and I'm almost certain the Saints offense can keep up for the most part offensively. I'd put my money more on the Bucs keeping up toe to toe if that's the case. But of those two things, what concerns you the most? The Packers defense, or potentially Aaron Donald being banged up and this offensive line performance being a little bit of fool's gold? Because again, Bakhtiari, this is his second game out. And so far we haven't seen an impact, but I think at some point you're going to miss him on that offensive line. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah. No, he did. He did. So, Braden, how's it going, my friend? How you doing? You haven't said a word yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's that's exactly what it was. And Brady brought up a great point. Like at times, this felt like it was a game, but in reality, it wasn't. It's one of those games you look back all the time and you can, yeah, the score may say one thing, but that game was never really out of reach for the Packers. They were kind of in control of that. Obviously, that doesn't mean they played a perfect game, but as close to perfect, especially on the offensive side. I mean, there's no doubt that Aaron Rodgers is playing great football. Look, the Rams lost that game when they couldn't get the one opportunity or the two opportunities that they had in the end zone at the end of the half. You make that play and all of a sudden things look different, even with just the field goal. Even with the Packers just getting that field goal, it still felt like a massive loss. And look, I mean, those may have been the only two bad passes Aaron Rodgers threw the entire game, and he threw a lot. So you can't give great quarterbacks and teams with great offenses opportunities like that, especially when you have just that could have been a huge thing, especially with them going down and scoring with what you thought was probably the last points of the half at that point. So definitely a big, yeah, yeah, hmm, yeah, yeah. Look, I mean, this we say it's this isn't luck in the way that people use luck. I mean, I'm not using it as a diminishing term. It's just it was one of those games where the Packers were creating that luck for themselves. I think that's probably the better way to put it because they were playing so well. For example, the fumble on the handoff. Okay, that could have been a disaster. But kudos to Aaron Rodgers. He was ready, right? Johnny on the spot, boom, fell right on top of it, came right back to him. And those are the type of things you see him play out in the game. You're like, look, sometimes a team is just playing better football. It wasn't a knock on the Rams. They were a little bit handcuffed. That doesn't change anything. The Packers played a great game. So I guess I have to ask you the question: who do you prefer? Who's it going to be? The Saints or the Bucks? So what's the preference here? If you're a Packers player, a Packers coach, a Packers fan, whatever, who do you want to see next weekend in the NFC Championship game? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. And that, I believe that was Breeze's first game back, right? From the injury or from an absence, correct? Or am I misremembering? Oh, no, no, I'm sorry. That was against the Chiefs. That was the Chiefs game. I flip flopped them. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and we will get an answer to that question, of course, tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. The Saints and the Bucks kickoff at about 6:40. I'm imagining something like that. The capper after the Chiefs and the Browns. And if you follow me on Twitter, or if at least you follow anything that I do, you know that I kind of went with my preseason predictions and just I'm running with it, and I'm willing to take the scrutiny that will come with me picking a certain team from Cleveland for tomorrow's game, but we'll see. If I'm right, I'm right, but we'll get to that tomorrow when we're back on here. Tonight, though, we do have one more game. It's set to kick off. Is it 8:30? I believe. Is that the official kickoff time, or am I a little late on that? 8:15. Okay, that actually sounds right. But yeah, it works for us because it gives us enough time to react to this past game, and then of course give our thoughts on this game because we didn't get a chance to get on early today. So, Ravens, the Bills having won their first playoff game in centuries, it feels like. They're going to be hosting this Ravens team, who I think is flying very under the radar. In the AFC in particular, just because again a lot of the attention, and rightfully so, goes to the Chiefs, goes to the Bills. Even the Browns are, kind of creating that excitement in a different way. So the Ravens have kind of flown under the radar. They're not the 14-2 team from last year with all the expectations, with the MVP, the guy who couldn't be stopped. So to me, that's a good thing for this team. This is a team that doesn't need that added pressure. This is a team that is again probably thriving off of being the underdog, and I like this team a lot in this game, and as much as I've enjoyed watching Josh Allen grow and develop this season, and as well as the Bills have played this season, I think this is going to be a Ravens, not a blowout, but I just think in a very Packers over the Rams fashion. I think the Ravens are going to control this game from start to finish. What do you guys think? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Braden. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see, and I think getting that playoff win, I think obviously it was big for both players. I think it was bigger for Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team in particular, especially given who it was against. Because obviously last year the Titans were the team that came in and surprised them. The Titans were the team that knocked off the Patriots. Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot, all that good stuff. So I think this was a more of a statement, and again, it's taking nothing away from what the Bills did. I think this was a great moment for the Bills. I think they're a great team, and I'm not saying they're incapable of winning this game. I just think right now the Ravens, you guys mentioned it, the defense is playing great. Um, there's very few quarterbacks right now. We just saw one of them. We're going to see another one tomorrow uh, in the evening game that have been playing better quarterback in this last 5 6 weeks of the season. I mean, there's a handful of them that have really, just really upped it, or really taken it to the next level. And Lamar Jackson's one of them. And I just look at this team, and I look at this no pressure situation with limited fans. Again, I would imagine Buffalo's going to have fans again this tonight, so you're going to have a little bit of that impact. But I'm not, this entire season, I'm not putting really much stock into the whole home and away aspect, unless like Kyle mentioned, it's a weather thing. If it's a weather thing, so if the Saints have to go up to Green Bay and it's 10 degrees out, well, guess what? I think that's a home field advantage for the Packers, not because of the fans, but because of the weather. So in this game, go ahead. They were. Well, they did. They. Well, they were. Well, they were saying that there's a possibility that they're going to even up the fan number next week, which you can only imagine is going to sound. I mean, again, this is all relative too, relative to what we have been hearing for the better part of a year, not just in football, but across all sports, and it's for the most part deafening silence. And aside from the kind of, again, I don't think anyone necessarily complains about the fake crowd noise. I think we kind of have gotten used to it, but just hearing this crowd today, you remember it's like that scene from Parks and Rec, where they're trying to keep the commissary burgers, and he makes this like a vegan burger with all these like extra ingredients. It's all this stuff, all this, all that. Lays it out. These guys are like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good. This isn't so bad. I actually like this. And then Ron puts out just a regular beef patty with a bun, and they take one bite. Like, nope, this is better. Yep. This is what it was. You hear the crowd noise, you hear the intensity in that. You're like, oh, what am I? I'm sitting here actually thinking this fake crowd noise isn't so bad. No, it's awful. It really is. Just hearing that Green Bay crowd today was awesome, and hopefully it gives us a little, something to look forward to in the future because. Well, again, the Packers will have fans at the NFC Championship game. The AFC Championship game, if in Kansas City, we know we'll have fans. If it's in Buffalo, we know they will have fans. So, and in the Super Bowl, they're going to have fans in Tampa. So, we're going to get a taste of that for the rest of the season, and the hope is. Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm assuming that's not gonna be the. Well, actually, I don't know. I actually picked both of them to win, so technically, if it goes the way I say it's gonna go, that's exactly what the matchup's gonna be. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know exactly what those two. I don't think Baltimore has fans. I can guarantee that. Cleveland. I don't know. I can't remember. I honestly don't. Yeah, maybe. Either way, I think the chances are pretty decent that we're going to see some fans. And then again, if you try to anticipate what's going to happen down the line, the very next football game being the Hall of Fame game, hopefully will be the first game essentially in North America that will be as close to back to normal as possible if you consider how maybe things start to go. Yeah. Well, come on, let's be honest, Kyle. No one cares about the CFL, all right? I mean this in no. I mean this with no disrespect, Kyle. Really, I don't. But no one cares about the CFL. I'm speaking in terms of the. I'm sorry. I'm speaking about like the four major sports. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the four major sports in It's okay. It's all right. But anyways, the idea, or at least the thought being, well, it kind of lines up that maybe that Hall of Fame game is going to be that first game back where you actually have a full crowd, and I think that's surely some light at the end of the tunnel. And look, at the end of the day. We got 7 football games left. That's it this season. 7 games. Or no, 6 games. Forgot, we already played 1. 5. Am I doing 3? Yeah, come on. Yeah. It's US dollars, Kyle. Yeah. I don't know. I'm Yeah, that's right. Exactly. It's like readjust your expectations, Kyle. But anyways, the point is, it looks like we're gonna have that feeling as much as we possibly can. Which, at the start of the season, if you would have told me there wasn't going to be a single fan at any game this entire year, I'd been like, all right, I kind of expect that. But it looks like we're going to get that, and maybe we'll get it for both championship games, which I think will be pretty awesome. So any bold predictions for tonight before we set our viewers off on their way and get them ready for this game tonight? Bold predictions. Anyone going to surprise you? You say that I think that's bold. I think that's a bold prediction. Because it has, yeah, but even Josh Allen, is like even Josh Allen, easily could. When he doesn't score a rushing touchdown, it's not that he's not able to. You know what I mean? Like, so I would definitely, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. No rushing touchdowns in this game. I don't know if I'm gonna agree with that, but Braden. No, that's bold. That's no, that what do you? That could be. But again, you could turn your head and Lamar Jackson could run 49 yards down the field for a touchdown, and there's that. I would say, I'm gonna just make something up. The Bills are gonna turn the ball over 3 times today. The Ravens got to win, and for me, I think that both of these teams are really good. I think the Ravens are going to get the best of them. It's not going to be 3 interceptions. I think it's going to be probably a combination. Maybe you'll see a pick from Josh Allen. Maybe you'll see a fumble by a running back, and perhaps a special teams turnover. Because again, I mean, these are teams that are good at every level, which means that there are also problems for the teams they're facing, regardless of if they're good. So I think in this case, the Ravens get the better of them and get 3 turnovers in this game. Ah. Yeah, see, I'm working. I work well on the fly. Braden, pressure is on. We gave you enough time to stall. What's your bold prediction? Ooh, okay. How early do we? Which and I'll throw this at you. Which coach complains first in a very animated fashion? Because we know both are pretty prone to complaining. McDermott. Ooh, ooh. So I gotta break. I gotta break. I I do. I'm a Patriots fan. I get to watch the Bills twice a year. You pick up on little annoying little habits. Man, that's tough actually. Now that I think about it, because I'm like, man, yeah, Harbaugh can like Kyle said, he can really play that calm and cool role. But I'm gonna go with Harbaugh on this one. Oh no, I'm sorry, McDermott. I got my names mixed up. Just because again, I do feel like the Ravens are going to win this game. But even then, the Ravens could win and Harbaugh could complain the whole. I don't know. You know what, Harbaugh? I'm going with Harbaugh. He's gonna complain because he always complains, and that's who he is. No, no, because it made me think. It made me really think, as opposed to just not thinking, which is, tends to be a problem. But no, so I think McDermott. Jeez, almost did it again. I think Harbaugh is going to be the one who's going to throw a hissy fit at some point on the sidelines, and it'll be entertaining for us all who aren't fans of either two teams. But I do think we're going to get a good game, and at the end of the day, the Ravens will be walking away, waiting to face their AFC North rival, the Browns. That's right, folks. Now, we're going to get into that tomorrow. You can catch us before the games, breaking down the 2 games tomorrow, and again, giving our predictions, all that fun stuff. If you notice, we're on Sportscaster, we're on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just search full press coverage. You'll find us all there, and of course, you can download the app and get all that stuff there as well. In the meantime, give us a follow on Twitter at IGLEN31 is mine. Kyle, social media. Braden. Perfect. So, folks, stay tuned. Enjoy tonight's game. I know we're going to, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great